What is up, you guys? It's James from James' Reptiles. I got a couple things on the table here today. First off, this really cool branch. Glenn gave me this. He's just trying to get rid of it. The base is not super great. It's literally flaking off, but it's super cool. I could probably replace the base fairly easily. I mean, I live in an apartment, so pardon me. Using a drill's about the only thing I can do, but I could probably do that. I just need to buy a piece of wood that's perfect for that. And it's even wobbling. That's awesome. So it works really cool for this snake. I think it'd be really cool for pictures of cresteds and some snakes. I don't know if king snakes would enjoy it as much as this corn seems to be, but nevertheless, this is my male reverse Okatee. He's beautiful, he's stunning. I'm going to try to not pay attention to him, and hopefully he doesn't go somewhere and get lost. Right here, we have my girlfriend's new snake. She bought this from Glenn, or I should say I'm working it off for Glenn. He brought his Ice Tessera pair to the show, and this is one of the babies they produced. He decided he's going to keep the pair for his grandson. He came to the show and he's like, oh, I want those. And he's like, you know what, I'll just keep them. I won't even sell them. Probably we're going to sell the sack show anyway, because it's such a... It's more people who are just looking, the sack show, and everyone's aware of that, so cheaper stuff tends to sell the sack show. And other shows, like one-day shows, tend to be more for breeders and enthusiasts. So this is an Ice, which I believe is Anery Blood Red Tessera. I'm not 100% sure on that, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, just a little male snake for my girlfriend. This that it's in is one of those 4 display cases I got. We're gonna house it in here for a couple months till it gets a little bit bigger, and then we'll get something where it's nice and visual for my girlfriend to see. And we put some plants in there. We put a little hide, a little tube hide, and a little water dish in there for him. And he seems to enjoy it. 20 minutes from being in here, and he was roaming around, looking around. We named it Senior Junior for right now from Kim Possible, but to be determined if that's gonna be the name that sticks. One thing Glenn and I were talking about this thing, it kind of be a little bit of work, but it'd be really cool for shows if you could take the base out and drill up in there and have 2 bases. One that just sticks to the bottom, and you could replace it with one that's got a spike, and that spike could heat up from heat cable or something, and you could plug it in at the show, and it would keep the snake warm, so the snake wouldn't want to move off the branch. It would just sit there. That would be really interesting. That's not something I could probably do in my apartment, but who knows. Some other exciting news I got going on. So the Chico show is October 12th, which is a Saturday. It's not this coming Saturday, but the one right after. I'll be vending that show. It's in Chico. It's a one-day Saturday, 10 to 5 show. I will be there with Armando. I believe Trent, and maybe Aaron Miller. If you came out to the sack show, I really appreciate it. If you said hi, I really appreciate it. I did good. I went in with 40 bucks and I left with 600-700, so I did pretty good. I just had my buddy Adam design. He does some Photoshop stuff. I had him design some business cards for me, and I ordered those. Those will be here supposedly by Thursday. If they're here by Thursday, I'll show them off. I'll do a unboxing of them if I remember. And other than that, we're about to go to the store. I want to pick up a couple things at Michael's actually to help me spruce up my booth. I don't have any signs. Signs are really expensive. Banners are really expensive. But if I have business cards, it's awesome. And if I can, what I want is one of those dinner plate holders that holds it at an angle. It like unfolds and holds at an angle. I want a black one of those to hold a laminated sheet of paper that's got my Instagram and stuff. And I don't know, maybe I might pick up 2. And I'll see. I've got someone working on one of those laminated papers for me, because I'm not artsy, I'm not computer savvy or anything like that. But that's about that. I also had Adam really simply design a shirt that just says James Reptiles in the color I want. And a coworker of mine's girlfriend makes shirts, and I think she's pretty good. I'm not really sure. He was wearing one today and it looked good to me. So hopefully I can get in contact with her and she can print me out a couple before the show. I can hand them out to people who are going to be at my booth. I really love sending out my booth. It's my booth. I'm excited. I'll be handing out my business cards at my booth, selling my animals, letting some friends sell too. So the Chico show is going to be a lot of fun. It's coming up really fast. I'll have some cresteds, I'll have some leopards, I'll have Apex the Black Knight on display, I'll have a couple other animals on display, and hopefully people come out and say hi. I'll have scorpions at the Chico show, guaranteed. Other than that, what else is going on? I told you guys everything I sold. I fed all the geckos yesterday. Tomorrow's video, it'll be kind of late because I have Glenn's. I'll be at Glenn's tomorrow, but hold on. Tomorrow's video, I'll be trying this leopard gecko gel. I'll be showing off how well it works for my geckos and if they like it. Most of my geckos haven't had fresh food in 4 or 5 days, which is a little bit longer than I usually do, but it's definitely not a bad thing at all. I'll probably be getting some more animals soon. I know a lot of people, they got many at the show and they go, oh, I'm gonna go buy this at the show. I like to wait myself. So now that I'm missing that albino cow king, I really want to get into another snake project, whether that's getting another female corn that would go with this pair or possibly buying an adult pair. I want to breed snakes, and if I can get an adult pair in my budget, I would really like to do that. I just kind of want to start breeding snakes. I want to get the feel for it down before I have these guys nice and ready. And I'll probably be getting a couple more geckos this week. I sold a bunch of female fat tails. I kept two or three. I don't know if it's gonna be up to breeding size. The other one is the one that I'm not really wanting to breed this year. I was really the only person who had him. Steve Sykes had him at his booth, Geckos, etc. His were priced a lot more, and females were few and far between. And I had people coming up to me telling me I had the nicest looking fat tails at the booth. No offense, Steve. The male I had that produced all those females just produced some nice, bright, almost orange females. And actually, I had a couple come by and they were looking at a crested gecko. His name was Dodge. He was a holdback. He was like one of my favorite ones too. So I priced him pretty high. I asked 120 for him, and they said, you know what, it's a little bit high and we understand that it is a nice gecko. We're gonna walk around, and if we don't find what we're looking for, we'll come back. And I said, you know what, that's fine. I can almost guarantee you're not gonna find something better than this, but I understand it'll be here. You know, odds are no one's gonna pick it up. You walk around the show for an hour. They came back an hour and a half later and they said, we want them. I said, you couldn't find anything better, huh? And they said, you know what, these are the best. And I said, you know what, I really appreciate that. And I gave him $15 off. I took $105 for that animal. It was a nice animal. It wasn't actually produced by me. It was produced by Pangea, but I pay a little bit extra, and when I'm buying animals like that, and I make sure I get the nicest of the nice. So even when it's something I can't pick, like a wholesale order of crested geckos, there are options to get nicer stuff if you pay more, and I opt for that every time. People like nice animals, and I understand that because I like nice animals. So that's gonna wrap up today's video. There's not too much going on. We're just winding down for the show. I got all this money. I'm deciding where I want to spend it and how I want it to play into the Chico show. I'm just thinking about ordering some wholesale corns, but I think I'd rather get a couple more fat tails, maybe a leopard or two female for my Black Knight. He will be breeding. I am going to have him up to size to breed this year. I guarantee you that. He ate a pinky yesterday. I should have filmed it right this morning actually. Was it yesterday? I don't remember. He ate one, and my Panama's whiteout fat tail ate one too. So there's gonna be some nice breeding this year. I don't want to breed too many because I don't want to be stuck with a bunch of $400 or $500 geckos that no one's buying, because then I'm gonna feel like I have to lower the price, and that's not gonna be good. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you can see this pretty well. I know I am filming on my phone at the time and it's not the best quality. So hopefully that works out. I'm gonna go to Michael's. If I get anything good, you can check it out on Instagram at James Jeptiles, Facebook at James Jeptiles. Well, if you do facebook.com/James Jeptiles, I'll pop up, but my Facebook is James Welter. Twitter, James Jeptiles, I don't really ever post. And if you want to email me, jamesjeptiles@gmail.com. That's it for today. I'm James. Like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy.